Hello and welcome to my very first YouTube video titled It's Okay to Start Over at 40. And yes, I am 40. I turned 40 last December. My name is Veda. And I often saw videos on YouTube about starting over at 30. And I thought, wow, that's so interesting because so many people think that you should have your SHIT together by 30, and society tells us that we should have our career sorted by 25 now. We should be an online entrepreneur and be earning millions, and by 30 you should be owning loads of property and settled with a beautiful partner and having children, and then by 40 you've built your entire empire and everything is so sorted. However, this is not the case for most people, and I thought, you know what, I can be very relatable for a lot of people, hopefully, because I turned 40 in December and I changed my entire career last year, actually when I was 39, so it's a bit of a side note. However, I decided to completely change my career, and actually what I do is trading now, and I decided to take it a lot more seriously. I've been in the trading world for many years prior, only dabbling, and then last January 2024, when I was 39, I decided, right, I'm going to actually take this seriously and start learning it properly myself instead of making a lot of silly mistakes. And here I am today, and I'm still on the journey, and it's a very long journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And I thought, actually, my journey, hopefully, trustfully, I don't use the word hope, will help inspire other people who are also, maybe you're in your 30s, your mid 30s, your late 30s, your early 40s, mid 40s. And I wanted to share 5 main points that will help you to be encouraged that at this age it's okay to start again. It's totally okay to reinvent yourself at any point. And actually, at 25, we have no idea who we really are. And yes, there may be loads of very successful people at this age, but do they have their shit together? Probably not. Yes, they may be very successful online, but do they have their full shit together? Probably not. At 30, we're still working things out. We're still working through boundaries. We're still working through learning who we are. And then at 40, we finally got to an age where we know what we like, we know what we don't like. We know who we are, and we know who we're not. We know what we don't want to attract in our lives, and we know what we want to attract. And we kind of become a lot more clear on our direction, and also what we actually is really meaningful to us at this stage of our lives. And just a little background about me. As you can see behind me, I'm in my house in Koh Phangan. I've been living here on and off since 2018, and I've traveled a lot in the last 10 years, and I've done so many different projects, online businesses. I did very well in coaching a few years ago. Through COVID times, I've done probably about 15 different avenues of online work and careers in my lifetime. However, it wasn't until I was 39 last year that I actually finally found what it is I wanted to do and help other people achieve. And that's not saying that I only do trading. I also have other avenues of things that I do. And by the way, that's totally okay. I think there's a lot of pressure especially in the online world, where people say you need to just pick one thing and focus on it and become really good at it. Yes, that works for a lot of people, but I also think we're very multifaceted people, and I think it's important to actualize different parts of ourselves. Like, if I was just trading, I would get really frustrated with it probably, because I also need a balance. And I guess you just need to work out, what you are and who you are as a person and what you love to do, and actualize what it is that makes your heart and soul sing, and if you can make money from it as well. Now, trading was one of my passions, and I decided this is actually an avenue that I'm going to take seriously, and taught myself from last year, and I got a very, very good mentor, and it took me 13 months to start seeing progress, and I started being profitable on my funded trading account in February. It is a slow journey, and I'm still going through it, and it's full of ups and downs. And I have started again, and it was scary, and I thought I gave myself a really hard time about starting again, and I actually thought to myself, have I failed because I'm starting over again? So maybe you can relate to this, because actually, no, some of the most epic people in the world didn't actually start getting successful until 35, 40, 45, 50, 60, 70. Literally, some famous people. Vera Wang didn't start designing until she was 40. Samuel L. Jackson didn't actually get his first role until he was 46. So just stories like this, it's like, actually, no, you're not too late. It's okay to reinvent yourself at any point in your life. Even if you're 70, 80, starting new skills, learning how to create an income online at this age, it's all okay. I just wanted to share a few pointers, 5 pointers, on what I think is really important if you're relating to my story and relating to the fact that you're not in your 30s anymore and you're feeling like you're past it and that it's too late to start. Well, you're absolutely not. And so here I am to help you. And my channel, I'm going to also be talking a lot on my channel about trading in a conscious way and helping people to kind of get into the trading world as a beginner. And I'm also going to be talking about lifestyle and things that get us into the most optimal place, because even though I'm 40, I feel a lot more healthier than when I was 18. I'm healthier with my diet, I'm healthier with my mind, my mindset's so much stronger. The way I live my life and everything I do in my life contributes to how I feel, because to me this is one of my non-negotiables. Like, my health is everything, and I guess you need to also work out what's important to you, because in order to become successful at anything, we really do need to start with ourselves, as you know. So we need to start internally, and then once our internal world is strong and vibrant and healthy and our mind is clear, then we can actualize what it is we want to do. And so I just wanted to share that actually, even though I'm 40, I'm feeling much better than I was when I was 18, 19, 20, when I was taking things that I shouldn't be in abundance and drinking a lot of alcohol and staying awake till 7 a.m. every weekend without fail, which I paid the high price for. And again, maybe you can relate to that as well. Okay, so let's get into the 5 points of why it's okay to start at 40, and maybe this will give you some encouragement. So point number 1, it's normal to feel that you haven't got everything sorted. It's totally normal. Life is so different to what it was 50, 60 years ago. The world is so different. Society is completely different. To me, the 40 years young is the new 30 years young. And so it's totally okay to start at this age. I still think it's a very young age. Let's say you live to 100. You're only 40% of the way into your life. And I love this mindset, because I think in my head, I'm going to live to 40. I'm going to live to 100. And so I'm only 40% of the way into this journey. And this is just like, wow, I have an abundance of time. And I tell myself that I'm reversing age and that I'm getting younger and that my body is getting more healthy, more vibrant, my mind is getting more clear. And the way I'm reprogramming my brain all the time with my belief systems and all these things will help contribute to the health of your mind, the health of your body, and reverse the idea that 40 is old. And so to reinvent yourself at 40 is like actually the most optimal time to do it, I think personally, because you know yourself so much better and you've kind of hopefully trustfully gotten to an age where you're really focused on your health and you're looking after your mind and your health in this way as well. So it's okay to feel like you haven't got your shit together at 40. It's totally fine. So number 1 is just accepting that this is the reality that you're in, and accepting that, okay, I'm at 40, I'm 40 years young and I still don't know what I'm doing. It's number 1 is accepting that you are where you are. And once you accept and you're grateful for everything that you've got in your life, you can then start to move forward with whatever it is you want to do. The other good thing to remember is on social media, we think that everyone's got their shit together. But absolutely barely anyone has really got their shit together. Everyone's just winging it. Everyone in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, they might seem that they've got their shit together, but most people don't, really. quite often, I live in a really beautiful place, Koh Phangan, and I meet people who work online and they have a massive following and they look so successful from the outside. And I've met so many people like this. And when I actually get to know them more, I'm like, oh, you're just human. You're also just working it out, and you also don't really know what the fuck is going on. And so this is also really encouraging, because we often look at people and think that they've got everything sorted, and they've got their whole lives are so well organized, and wow, they just are so abundant, and they're making all this money, and they've got all this, they're living in this massive villa, and they've got the cars and blah blah blah. But actually, when you come down to the core of people, they still have their own insecurities. They still may have areas of their life that they haven't actually sorted themselves. And so I think just becoming softer on yourself firstly, and accepting where you are, will be a very good foundation to moving forward in accepting a new life if you're around this age. Point number 2, the best things often happen when we break the script of life. Society has given us a script, but actually there is no script. You write your own script. That's what's so beautiful about it. Like I said before, there's so many famous people who have started their career, or rather became famous at 40s, 50s. And I think when we drop the idea that society has put on us, that we should be so successful by this age, and by the way, definition of success is very subjective, then I think we become a lot calmer towards ourselves, and we can, once we come into a place of relaxing and calm and acceptance, we can write our own script. You are the creator of your own story. And so when you come into a place of acceptance and calm and a meditative mindset and a really grounded place within yourself, then you can start moving forward, and ideas start to come through, and you become you start to realize you've just got this new lease of life, and this new bountiful energy that's wow, I actually, instead of thinking, Jesus, I've got no life left, which is what I've been through, I think I've got so much life ahead of me. I have so much time. Life is long. I don't tell myself anymore that life is short. I tell myself that life is long. Think of all the people you've met in your life. Think of all the experiences you've ever had. Think of all the things you've done, the heartbreak, the relationship, the different types of work you've done, the people that you've met, the places you've explored, and all the other things that you have in front of you. Life is full of so much enrichment and so much potential and so much possibility, and so much more is going to happen. And so I think when you come into this place of, I have so much life ahead of me, and I have so much opportunity and so much potential and so much time, this immediately calms your nervous system, and you just think, I can create whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. And instead of thinking I'm almost dead, which is what I had gone through previously last year, I was like, oh my God, I'm so anxious. I've got no time left. And I started worrying and thinking I should have all my stuff together by now. And I spent my entire 30s focused on my health. I had so many different things that I needed to sort out with my health. And I went deep into the health journey. I studied naturopathy. I studied detoxification. And that's what my coaching was about. And I just spent my entire 30s learning about the body, cellular health, deep cellular health, how to optimize my brain, how to optimize every part of my body. This was my 30s. Was it fun? Not particularly, no. In fact, a lot of it was pretty hellish. But the knowledge that I gained has now set me up for life. And it's not only set me up for life, it's also set other people up for potentially good health around me, friends and family, and hopefully you guys as well. I'll be able to share some stuff. So don't dismiss your past. And that's what I did. I was dismissing and resenting my past. And this is one of the most detrimental things you can do in order to move forward, because dismissing your past is like giving yourself a hard time about your the previous years of your life. You're completely rejecting your story, and it's so detrimental to your future when you dismiss your past or you blame yourself for not achieving or doing what you think you should have done by now. And in order to move forward, you need to, one, accept and come into a calm place, and also see that you have so much time and abundance in front of you, and also be grateful for the past that you've had. Be grateful for all the pain, all the, all the hurt, all the anxiety, the moments of joy, the moments of happiness, the learnings, the teachings. Be grateful, because only when we become into a place of gratitude can we then attract and get ideas and get the energy for what we need to do in order to move forward and start again. Point number 3 is that you actually bring beautiful depth, resilience, and strength that you didn't have before into your new future and into your current life, into your current day. You at 20, in your teens, in your 30s, you didn't have all the stories that you have now. You didn't have all the experience. And so now you've come into this place of total depth, and you've been through a lot of suffering, you've been through so much pain, you've been through so much hurt, but you've also been through all these experiences that can then be transmuted and alchemized into a positive story. And so actually being grateful for the fact that now at this beautiful, ripe, young age, you have all this depth within your soul, within your heart, within your mind, that can then be channeled into whatever you decide to put your energy into now. And so for me, this is so much more enriched and so much more valuable than if you were just 20 and you were just starting out. And yes, you can become very successful at 20. It depends what you want. And us 40-year young people, we didn't have access at 20 to AI and the internet like they do now, and like we do now. So we weren't in a position to create the kind of abundance that 18, 19-year-olds have the opportunity to do now. And so accepting that is the reality, and that actually you chose to come into this physical form, into your human bodysuit at this very exact time on the planet, at this, and be this age with society in the position that it's in now. And so accepting that now you're at this age and you do have access not only to your own depth and resilience and strength, you also have access to AI and the internet and everything that offers. So to me, that's a sweet spot. That's a golden sweet spot, because you actually have so much more to offer than, say, someone who's 18, 19, just starting off, whatever path they decide to choose. What a blessing. Thank you. And number 4, it's not your age that holds you back, unless your mind tells you. It's just mostly fear. Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of being ridiculed. That's mostly why people don't pursue what it is their soul's here to pursue or do or actualize. It's not about number. Number is irrelevant. It's not about the number. It's actually about fear. And when you're very true to yourself and you really go inwards, you will see that it's not about the age that's being the limiting factor to why you aren't moving forward, or rather you thinking that you're past it to start something new. Because actually it's your fears, and your fear around the fact that you're a specific quote unquote number that is actually a load of BS anyway, because you can be a biological age of much younger than your actual age. Your cellular age, can actually be reversed to your biological age. And so why do we put these limitations on ourselves and these fears? It's just an excuse to not move forward. It's as simple as that. And when you're really honest and true to yourself, you will see, actually, it's the fears that are stopping me from moving forward. So it's time to get honest with yourself, like I did. And I needed to do exactly the same. I needed to be brutally honest with myself and realize all of this fear about thinking that I was almost nearly dead at this age, and that I should have this sorted and I should have that sorted. Well, no, that's all BS. And actually being proud of all the things you have achieved at this age, and releasing the fears and releasing the self-limiting beliefs. Think of all the things you've achieved up to this point, all the things you've gotten through. You're a badass warrior on this planet. Like, the strength within you is insane. You have no idea how strong you are. You have no idea what's inside you and what you're really truly capable of. Just saying. And point number 5 is you will inspire people just by doing something new and starting over at whatever beautiful number you are. You will inspire more people than you know. And so keep that in mind. At the end of the day, you know, we're here to help and inspire and act out our soul's mission and our passions and all the things on this planet, whatever that may be. And by doing so, it's a domino effect. It's the sacred geometry of the universal structure. By you changing your beliefs, changing your internal world, by changing your health, not only are you changing your auric field, the quality and the greatness and the brightness and the strength of your auric field, you are also creating ripple effects in other people by doing so. And so you are inspiring so many more people than you realize by just stepping out of your comfort zone that you're in at the moment, uncomfortable comfort zone, and finally getting on with what it is that you're really here to do. And when you do, the liberation in that and the energy that you gain is from source energy. It's source energy that you're channeling now through your body, because you're finally just getting on the path and getting out of your head about your specific number. And this is the life force that should be running through all of us to a beautiful maximum level in order to keep growing and expanding. When you're on the path of what it is you want to do and what you're here to do, you will gain more life force within your body, within your mind, within your field than you can ever imagine. It's not about getting extra energy from caffeine, although that does help. And it's not about eating, foods even. Yes, food sustains and nourishes us, but does it give us the life force? It does give us life force to a certain level, but what really gives us life force is when we're on our path fully. And when we are on our path fully, you will be glowing differently. You will be feeling differently. Your eyes will be brighter. Your face will shine and glow to a younger, more youthful way than you possibly were before. And I know a lot of you may be confused about what it is you're here to do, and that's also okay, and that comes with time, and that's nothing that we can force. We can't go to workshops and go online and do online courses about finding our purpose or our passions. These come organically when we sit in our own space on our own and tune in to the silence and let the voices of the spirit of the soul come through the crown, our crown chakra, into the mind, into the body, into the heart. Only then will you get the ideas of what it is you're here to do, what it is your soul wants you to do, and what's your mission. Because going and doing workshops and all this is helpful, but it's not going to give you the answers. Answers come in the silence, always. And that also goes if you're having animosity or an argument with someone in your life or whatever it is. The true answers really come when we sit in the silence. And so if you are someone who's confused, and I was so confused for so freaking long, like, you have no idea. From the age of 18, I had no idea what the hell I was doing. And I tried so many different things, and one of my other passions is music, and I produce music, and this is one of my deep soul's joy. However, I realized also trading was my passion as well, and I thought I can combine the two together. But I didn't get to this realization until I was 39. I didn't get to this realization until I was 39. Which in societal terms is old. You're past it. No one looks at you when you're 39. This is what society tells us. It's such BS. It's insane. And I really just trust that this video and what I've been sharing with you from my heart and my soul is going to help you realize that it's not too late and you're not stuck, and just to invite in solitude and silence so that you can get clarity on what it is you're here to do, what you really love, and also accepting where you're at, and knowing that once you accept and you're grateful for where you're at and where you've been, this is when you can start moving forward with your new life with gratitude and knowing that you're an abundant being and everything will flow to you in exactly the right divine timing. And so if you liked the content of this video, I look forward to connecting with you. If there's anything that you want me to talk about in terms of anything that we've just discussed, please put in the comments below. And if you also have a story that's very similar to mine, where I struggled for 3 decades not knowing what I wanted to do, and trying so many different things and spending so much time and energy worrying and stressing and being so anxious about what I was here to do and putting all this pressure on myself instead of just enjoying life and just having fun. I'd love to hear your stories, and because when we have fun as well, we also allow in more answers to come through. And when we have fun, we are disconnecting to our limiting beliefs and all these stupid societal bullshit things that we put on ourselves, and we're in total alignment with our soul. We're just allowing the fun and the freedom to come through, and that's when we get the ideas as well. Not just when you're in the silence, also when you allow yourself to have more fun. And that's one of my biggest regrets, is that I wish I'd allowed myself to have more fun in my 30s particularly. But I guess that time for me was a very big introspecting and big journey within my health and stuff. And actually in my 20s I had a lot of, shall we say, assisted fun in chemicals that I should not have abused like I did. However, I'm grateful, and I had a lot of fun because we were raving at 18, 19, 20 and Gatecrasher and Cream and festivals in the UK. And wow, there was no Instagram then. There was very little phone use, and life was really good. And actually I berated that time of my life for a very long time and thought, wow, if only I'd done that differently and not taken all these drugs and not done all this, maybe my life would have been so much more successful by now and this and that. Well, actually, no, success is defined completely differently and subjectively per person. Like, you cannot say you're not successful just because you haven't got a career that's making you millions. You cannot. It's no, you cannot. Your success is defined within what you believe, and also to do with where you're at within yourself. How much love do you bring within yourself, and how much you respect yourself? What have you learned? What have you gotten through? This is success as well. There's different levels of success, and I'm going off on another tangent, but it's just, there's so much I need to share about this subject. I could talk about this subject for so long, and yeah, I probably should end this video, otherwise I'll go on and on. And no, I do not curl my fringe. This you know how many times I get asked this, you curl your fringe? No, I don't. I straighten it in the morning because otherwise it goes wild. And then the heat in Koh Phangan in Thailand, I live in the tropics, turns it into this curly, kind of looks like some old man's mustache. Cool story. Anyway, I just wanted to add that in there. But yeah, please hit me up and comment, and if this video helped you at all, I'd love to hear your stories and if it inspired you in any way. And in my next videos, I'm going to be talking about trading for beginners and also for lifestyle that help you get into a place that's going to be congruent and helpful to your success within your life, with whatever it is you're doing, with your health, with your mind, with your body, and all of this juicy stuff. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. If you've gotten to this far, I'm grateful, and I trust that you're going to have an incredible future if you're at a very similar age to this young, bright age. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.